Good evening, good evening. How everyone doing today? My name is Irma J. I'm here to give y'all a word on today. And we're going to talk about Jesus healed a sick woman. Now, this sick woman, she was bleeding for 12 years. And she went to every doctor. And nobody couldn't tell her what's wrong. She done spent all her money. But she didn't know. All you need was Jesus to heal you. You know, so as Jesus was on his way, the crowd ultimately crushed him because he had just got through feeding 5,000 people. So and a woman was there, who had been suffering to bleeding for 12 years. But no one could heal this woman. Now this woman suffered for 12 years and no one could not find out what's wrong with her. But she heard of Jesus about to come by. That's all she needed to hear was Jesus' name. Jesus' name. Now she had faith before she even saw Jesus. Because she said, only if I can touch his clothes, I'll be healed. Now she came up behind him and touched the edge, of his clothes. And so immediately her blood had stopped bleeding. It just stopped. Because she had faith before she touched Jesus. She said, only if I can touch him and be healed. She was healed. Because God heard her. And God had healed her before she even touched Jesus. So this woman has faith. And she said, only if I can touch his clothes, I'll be healed. Immediately it stopped. Because she had faith. And sometimes it takes all of us to have faith, and because God has speak words when he created this world. Let it be light. Let this be. And I'm talking to myself too. I write stuff down. I start out good for weeks and start reading it every morning. And then I just stop when I don't see no results. But we have to continue on speaking positive words to our life. And so who touched me? So Jesus had said, who had touched me? He asked them, who touched me? So when they all denied it, Peter had said, Master. So people are crowding around you, and somebody just probably just touched you. Because he had a crowd. He left one crowd and gone somewhere else, and he still had a crowd around him. So Jesus undoubtedly knew who had touched him. He felt her touch of faith, her desperate intention to be healed. Now Jesus knows somebody to touch him. He just wanted somebody to come forward and say they touch him. He felt the power released from him and healed the woman. Heal someone. But Jesus had said, someone touched me, and I know the power had gone from me. He felt the power left him. So he knows somebody touched him, but everybody denied, said nobody touched him. But Jesus had wanted the woman to step forward. He knows something. He knows who touched him. He wanted her to step forward, to identify herself. But Jesus wanted her to slip away. Jesus didn't want her to slip away. He wanted to let her know, it wasn't magic, but your faith. Now, Jesus didn't want her to slip away because she about to get nervous and she probably would have ran off. So Jesus wanted her to know, you was healed. It was not magic. It was faith. So Jesus wanted her to know, you got to believe in God. Believe in Jesus. Your faith the one heal you. Jesus want her to know it wasn't magic. And so then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, and came trembling and fell down at his feet and in the presence of the people that were surrounding him. She realized she couldn't go unnoticed because Jesus wasn't going to stop, because he said it multiple times, who touched me? And she was scared to come forward because of the situation. When our period used to come down, we ain't used to want to be telling somebody, especially when men is around. The disciple was all around Jesus, and she didn't want to come and say the situation, And so while she had touched him, and how she had been instantly healed. She dropped down to his feet. Dropped down to his feet. And she was scared to tell him. She was scared to tell him, her story. Because the disciple was all around here. That's men. And she had a woman situation going on. But she fell at his feet and told him everything. Because Jesus wasn't going to let her go. He felt the power leave from him. And Jesus wanted to talk to her and let her know it wasn't magic. Don't leave from here talking about some magic must have healed me. No, Jesus wanted her to know your faith that healed you. So then he said to her daughter, faith had healed you. Go in peace. He said you healed, you can go in peace. But she went around to all doctors, spending all her money, and all she needed was Jesus. All she needed was Jesus, and she been staying she been like that for 12 years, not knowing that all she had to do was call on Jesus. Call on Jesus. And then the woman likely, had superstitious, about how she had been healed. But Jesus clarified that, and took place in her faith. So that's why Jesus wanted to talk to her, let her know, it was your faith. It was your faith. So she don't know, but she spoke words, and she was healed by faith. Only if I could touch his clothes, I will be healed. So God heard her. And God had healed her before she touched Jesus. Words is very powerful. And that's why I'm always reading certain scriptures in the Bible. And always got to break curses off of you and speak positive, because people can speak negative words. That's a curse. Words is powerful. A lot of people say words cannot hurt you, but yes, it can. People can place a curse on you by saying negative words. That's why you always gotta say positive words. Kill the negative thoughts. And so she spoke positive words, and she didn't know to hear her. And she just don't know if she would have said that. That's why every time I feel sickness on me, I start praying, I start rebuking it. Because words is powerful. You can speak anything and get it off of you. And they be wonder, they be wonder how all the stuff that you go through, what you do. I plead the blood. Call out on the name. Call out on God. I pray and read the scriptures. You got to speak these words in this Bible. You got to speak positive. Because God said, let it be light. He create the world by speaking. People put a curse on you by speaking. So you always got to speak, and I didn't know that. So that's why, every day or every other day, I speak positive words over my life. Because people are speaking negative words, placing a curse on you. So you're not enough. Oh, I'm very enough. I'm very enough. You ain't gonna make no, I'm a winner. You got to speak the opposite what somebody's speaking over your life. And watch how you'll still be here. You watch how you'll overcome a lot of stuff, and then they're gonna ask you, what you doing? How you doing it? So that's all I have for you today. Jesus healed a sick woman, and she spoke powerful words before she touched him, and she was already healed. And Jesus wanted to let her know it wasn't magic, it was your faith. So always speak positive words over your life. Because you never know who's speaking negative words for your downfall. So that's all I have for you today. Y'all have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next video.